2, 3.
This is 12-month-old Hayden Maples' routine 4 days a week. Different therapists visiting her home, pushing and pulling, strapping her in, and standing her up.
I think she probably gets tired of somebody having to handle her all the time. I think she might get a little sore. So, we know she gets a little frustrated sometimes.
It's tiring work, but necessary because unlike other one-year-olds, Hayden can't sit up. She can't crawl or even hold her own bottle. And though they shine brightly, at this point doctors aren't sure what Hayden's big blue eyes are actually capable of seeing.
Hayden's lost use of 70% of her brain, so really focusing on the neural system is going to be key for her.
To stimulate the 30% of her brain that is functional, therapists focus on muscle development and work on her speech.
Do you have a story for us today? Oh, a good one.
Hayden will require therapy for a very long time, something that's hard for Chris and Robin Maples to believe.
Every time I would go to the doctor, their words would be, quote, textbook pregnancy.
Ultrasound images showed an active, alert Hayden, and doctors expected Robin to deliver a healthy, normal baby girl. That changed February 18, 2003, as Robin, then 8 months pregnant, drove home from work on Emory Road.
I saw a car tailgating another car, and it was so bad it caught my attention, and then I just looked back into my own lane and thinking about getting home. And then the next thing I know, I'm looking at 2 headlights.
Robin told police the driver of that other car, 19-year-old Paul Maynard, crossed the double yellow lines, sending him directly into the path of her car. Maynard died on impact. Robin still remembers the moments after the crash.
I knew my foot was hurting, knew my hand was hurting, and I looked down and I thought everything else was okay, wasn't bleeding, so I thought, well, she's okay.
But Hayden wasn't okay. The crash caused Robin's placenta to burst, and there was no oxygen getting to the womb.
I hadn't been home 5 minutes, and I heard Life Star overhead.
Robin had not arrived home, and Chris had a feeling something was wrong.
And I said a little prayer.
He called a friend at UT Hospital and asked her to check the ER. Minutes later, she called back.
Phone rang, and I picked it up. I already put my jacket on and my shoes back on. And she said, I said, hello. And she said, Bubba, she's here.
At the hospital, doctors performed an emergency cesarean section and painted a dark picture.
They had started, excuse me.
It's still hard for Robin to talk about what doctors told her in those next few days and weeks. Hayden's kidneys weren't functioning, and other internal trauma caused severe brain injury.
One doctor tells us that she'll never grow really big, said she'll be very small. Another doctor said if she lives 5 years to 10 years, you'll be blessed.
You have hopes. And for your children, with our future. And we still have hopes.
Hopes for a future that remains uncertain. Will Hayden be able to hold her head up, take those first steps, or see her mother's bright red hair? Along with concern for Hayden, the Maples worried about the future of teenage drivers and felt the need to take action.
I started needing to find a way to make something good out of a bad situation.
Having a baby changes your life. But then the whole accident, and really puts a different spin on things for you.
1 year ago, a pregnant Robin Maples was driving home from work when a teenage driver crossed the double yellow lines on Emory Road and hit her car head-on. The teen driver died, and her baby, Hayden, was born 1 month early with a severe brain injury. For months after the accident, Robin and Chris Maples wondered what could be done to prevent another tragedy.
All the teens that have been dying around Knoxville the last couple of years have really been bothering me. And another teen had died on the night that my daughter was born. And it hurt. It made me very angry. And I decided somewhere around the middle of June that I was going to do something to make a difference.
Chris logged countless hours at his computer, researching current Tennessee law and trying to find out more about Paul Maynard, the teen that died in the accident.
I corresponded with the safety department for about a week before I was able to get a copy of this teenager's driving record, and was very shocked.
The Department of Safety labels drivers as frequent traffic violators if they have 12 or more points on their record. Maynard's record revealed that in a 3-year period, he acquired 18 points. According to a spokeswoman for the Department of Safety, the state sent Maynard a letter warning that his license could be suspended and set a hearing date. Maynard died 6 weeks before that hearing was to take place, but if he had lived to attend, his punishment would have ranged from a defensive driving course to possibly losing his license.
I felt it was way too lax. So I began to look and explore and trying to figure out a way to tighten it up, but not tighten it up to the point where it's so restrictive. And I came up with Haydens Law.
Under Haydens Law, drivers ages 15 to 21 would face an automatic 90-day suspension of their license if they accumulated 8 points in any 9-month period.
I hereby declare the House of Representatives of the 103rd General Assembly of the state of Tennessee now in session.
Chris took his idea to Nashville, meeting with several state senators and representatives who agreed to sponsor it. Legislators say it is rare that a constituent is able to come to the state capitol with an idea and then actually see that idea drafted into a proposal. But they also warn that even though Chris has gotten this far, he still has a long road ahead.
I will have folks that are 2 or 3 times a year that people will suggest ideas. Some of them work, some of them don't. This is a major policy issue, and you don't just quickly jump into something along these lines.
Representatives Harry Brooks and Bill Dunn say making Haydens Law a reality won't be a fast process, and it won't necessarily be easy.
And so we'll just shepherd the bill through, and whenever we reach a roadblock, we'll find a way to get by it.
The Maples hope those roadblocks are few and far between.
I think it has a lot of potential to help a lot of families from losing a dear loved one. That's what happened on the night of 2/18, and it has potential to help a lot of families from having to deal with an uncertain future as our daughter.
Sion Rhodes, Action 10 News, Night Beat.